Hi everyone, I'm Eric.
And I'm Christopher.
And we're Grow For Me Gardening. Today we're going to refresh our elevated garden bed. Well, welcome to our backyard here in upstate New York, Zone 5B/6A, on our back patio. And you can see right next to me are some beautiful elevated beds from Gardener's Supply. And we installed these in June 2022. We kind of had them one full season last year. And as we've started using the space, we realized that one, the soil we put in them initially, we didn't care for. It was one of those moments in the process where we thought to ourselves, all right, we just need to save money, and we didn't spend the dollars on the soil that we should have, and the soil didn't quite perform as well as we wanted it to. And two, we use this edge of the garden so much more than we thought. So what we want to do today is move these elevated beds this way and this way, add a couple new accessories to them, including some new foots. Is that what they are, Christopher?
Let's go with foots. I like
foots on them from Gardener's Supply. And then we are going to fill them up with our new favorite potting soil, a combination of Canteen blend raised bed mix from Coast of Maine. This is going to be half the mix. And then the other half of the mix, those are heavy bags, is going to be Coast of Maine Bar Harbor Blend potting soil. And with elevated beds with these kind of bottoms, you want to use something that's light and fluffy, and they highly recommend potting soil. And so that's what we're going to do because of the weight. These beds are made out of cedar. We put them together ourselves, and they are stained charcoal with a Polyway food safe stain.
And it's held up beautifully over this year and a half.
It has held up very well. And so we're not going to refresh any stain today, but we are going to move them, put in the new soil. Maybe we'll rearrange a little bit. We'll see how we feel about it, but there's a couple of steps along the way. So let's get started.
All right, so what you can see here is my little string box I have made. We've got everything all cleaned up. It's looking really good, but you can see that I've got a string and some stakes that have created a perfect rectangle that matches these pieces of edging here. And that is so that when the beds are placed, we can place them a little more in this entire space and use the whole box as opposed to kind of tucking them in the corner where they were.
So what I'm thinking is we take that 2x8 bed over there,
okay,
and we place it, approximately where we think would be the center.
Okay.
Get out the measuring tape, measure each side, make sure it's in the center. Do the same thing here on this end, and then work our way in.
I think that's a really good idea.
All right, let's do it.
Down.
See, I think that's too close. Don't you?
I think it's too close.
I think it's too close to the edge.
Let's go with 3 feet. We're going to go about 6 inches this way.
Okay. And then let's see where we are here. Actually, measure where you are at first.
Actually, let's go to 3 feet, 3 feet. I think that would be a good...
Is it 6 feet and 8 feet? I thought it was 14 and a half feet.
14 and a half feet. Let's see where this one is. There's actually almost, this is 3 feet. So it's actually closer to this side.
Okay. And so how far is this one?
3.6.
So this has got to be 3.3.
Yep.
So it's got to go 3 inches this direction.
Yep, 3 inches that direction.
Ready?
Ready? Yep.
And then we just want to measure the leg to the thing.
And that's 3 feet.
Just measure both legs and make sure they're the same.
3. 3.
Great. Should we put the feet on now?
Yes.
All right, so we
not-
accidentally kicked the string.
As long as it's, there it is. I got it.
All right. So these are the new feet that are made for the elevated beds, and they just kind of slide right up underneath, and you can see that this nice wide base prevents it from sinking in, so it kind of does the job that the bricks did.
Yeah, it's going to be really helpful to have these. You have all 4?
I have 4, and so if you just want to lift, I can slide them up underneath because I have the knee pads in my pants.
Sounds good. Ready?
Yeah, so we take this, slides right up here, and back down.
How lovely.
Easy as pie. We'll do it again right here. And drop it.
We're in.
Perfect.
Okay, get the other one. So that okay, so we're going to get the other 2x8 and we're going to place it over here, do the same measuring, see how that looks, put the feet on, and then we will start fitting in the middle ones. Also, just a side note, we are rotating them, not for any other reason than we figure why not let the stain that's been on the north side switch to the south side for the year. All right.
We want to put the feet on and then do the measuring since we learned from our last one.
That's a good idea.
We learned our lesson. Because they also slide across the stone easier too.
They do slide really easy. Ta-da! So we know we need 3 feet from the string. So we need to move 3 inches that way. Yeah, this is way easier to move. And then let's go down here and see where 3 feet is.
Are we sure it's 3 feet? I thought it was shorter than that.
No, it's 3 feet in this direction, and then a little more.
And then 3, 3.
Then 3 foot 3 inches
From the string.
from the string. So, can you pull it towards the pergola 3 inches? More. Done. So that means this should be 3 feet 3 inches. And it is.
All right, let me just see how it feels. You know, I mean, measurements are one thing, but do you think we should, because those stones there, the what are they called, pavers?
Yeah.
Are closer to the edge than these are to the edge? See how there's more space? Look to your left.
Yes, there's 6 inches on this side, and there's 3 inches on
I
that
think we can
walkway.
cheat this 3 more inches this way.
Cheat it this way.
Yeah.
Oh, I was almost thinking cheat it 3 inches that way.
No, I think we cheated 3 inches towards the house. Can we just try and see what it looks like?
Sure.
It's not a tremendous amount of labor. Maybe 6.
Okay, that's I was like, that's a big 3.
What are you doing?
So this is now, this should technically be 2 feet.
6 inches?
Yep. And then, yeah, what do you think of that?
Is this one also 2 feet 6 inches?
It can go that way. Good.
What do you think?
I think we have lots of room.
I think that's the right amount of room. I think it was too much before.
Mhm.
Next steps are measuring the space between this 2x8 and this 2x8 because we like the placement. And then we know that our elevated beds are 2 feet wide.
What's that?
This is 13 feet 3 inches. That is the worst number to have to divide.
Wait. 13. Remember, you had us cheat this one a little bit forward.
Yeah.
6 inches. 13 feet. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Is 4.
And then that's the 3 feet in between. So it's 3 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet, exactly.
3 feet is 3. 2 feet is 5. 3 feet is 8. 2 feet is 10. 3 feet is... So then there's like wiggle room of like a few inches.
A few inches in each, yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
Here we have the Space Saver Trellis in the 2x4 bed. We have the 2 of them here. These have been great for growing tomatoes and peppers. We did sweet peas on them one year. And they're great because of the fact that they do pivot. So you can do things like cucumbers and stuff on them. You loosen up these little bolty things and they will pivot right to 45 degrees.
Yep, and then you tighten them up and lock them into place.
Tighten them up and lock them into place. So for now, we're going to keep them vertical. I don't think we're putting anything dangling on them this year, right?
I don't know. I mean, you have lots of climber seeds and...
We'll see. We'll see. But what we're going to do this year a little different as far as the looks of this area, we are going to put this Space Saver on the other side.
And that way, when you're in the center of these 2 beds, you're working here, doing your thing, you can turn, and then this bed is accessible. So we have to switch this trellis
over there. What makes this system very easy, these little black caps that come when you're first putting your beds together, they slide right out. Sometimes you need a little flathead screwdriver, but these come out pretty easy. I have a little collection of these in the garage.
Yeah, and those just fill in that little hole.
So I'll put these in my pocket, and this is as simple as lifting out the trellis. I'm going to
rotate it,
spin it, and it pops right back in here. This is the same installation method as the arches, which there is another accessory coming for these. We may have them before we share this video with you. We may not. But these are going to be about 12 inches taller this year.
Yeah, it's called the arch extender, right?
Yeah. And then you take your 2 caps and you can fill in the empty holes. So that's all we need to do.
It finishes them off real nice. Yeah. Time to add soil. We have 2 types right here. We have potting soil and we have raised bed mix. Both of these are coast of Maine. We're in New York, so Maine's not too far away. These are organic products that have lots of really good stuff in them. This one is enriched with compost, lobster and crab shell meal, kelp meal, worm castings, and mycorrhizae, which is really good for the root systems. This one has compost in it, sphagnum peat moss, aged bark, and lobster and crab shell meal as well. Gardener Supply recommends for these elevated beds potting soil due to the weight. So you don't want to put like garden soil in here, or you wouldn't want to dig something up out of your backyard to put in here, or put anything that's meant to go in ground in these beds. The weight of that would just be too much for these. So you want something that's meant for raised beds, elevated beds, potting soil, something with perlite in it to keep it light and lofty, something that doesn't hold so much water that it gets too heavy.
All right, so Eric is opening up the Bar Harbor blend, which is the potting soil. The first thing you're gonna notice is the perlite, and that's gonna give us that extra drainage. It's also gonna give us the light feeling, weight-wise, because we don't want it to be too heavy. And then here, this is the Canteen blend, the raised bed mix. This is just like black gold. Oh my goodness. But you notice it doesn't have that perlite. So what we're doing is mixing the two of them together so that we get all the goodies, and then we get most of the goodies, but we also get the light quality of the perlite. And the other thing that you'll always notice with Coast of Maine products is they smell really good. And yes, you have to be a gardener to love the smell of clean soil, but I mean, they really just have the best clean fragrance. And sometimes you open up big box soil and it smells kind of grody.
Yeah, this is the stuff we use in our containers too, for our flowers,
Yes.
for our annuals.
Absolutely love that. You'll notice that we were figuring out how much we needed in each bag. So over yonder, there's some bags blowing around. We're just gonna mix these up. At first we thought we might put the perlite stuff on the bottom, but we're gonna blend them and make it a really nice mix.
Did we tell everybody how much we need for each one? We
No,
didn't.
We did
So
not.
the 2x8s take 6 2 cubic feet bags. So we have 3 Bar Harbor potting soil and we have 3 Castine.
Yes.
The 2x4s take 4. So we're putting 2 and 2 of each. And the 2x2s take 1 of each. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, it's a perfect mix.
We'll put down the camera and help out.
All right, all right.
The soil is in. This is such lofty soil that it actually didn't take as much soil as we were anticipating it taking. The 2x8 is supposed to take 13 cubic feet, which would be 6.5 bags, but really just 6 fit in. I'm anticipating this settling as the season goes, aren't you, Christopher?
Yeah, and that's gonna be...
And that's fine. We'll just top it off.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, over order, and then we'll be able to top this off as the season goes on.
I can't wait to add in these 2 things.
Oh, yes.
The Jardin trellises look so cute.
Last year we had an asparagus growing out of one of them.
No, we had
and
an
it was
artichoke.
artichoke.
Same thing.
Same thing, same thing.
But yeah, this is our elevated garden bed, refresh, ready for the season. I hope the arch extenders come.
Oh, sorry, I'm falling into...
Don't fall on the
I'm
box.
falling into a boxwood.
I hope the arch extenders come this weekend so we can put them on before this video goes up on Tuesday.
But if not, I think this is a great thing to have done.
Absolutely. One of our biggest chores for the spring is now complete. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are thrilled with how our elevated beds came out.
They look really, really good.
I know, I'm really happy with it. Again, I'm Eric.
And I'm Christopher.
And we're Grow For Me Gardening.
Thanks for growing with us.